Hey guys, Iron Blood out here, back to do another video. I did one, I guess earlier this year, shooting some cow bones, and I did have some feedback in the comments suggesting that perhaps the cow bones were a little old and therefore a little brittle. So I went to my local grocery store, talked to the butcher there. They gave me a nice big box of bones here. I think I got some hocks. These things are massive. I'll be surprised if a 22 can go through these. These things are heavy. That's probably about a 5-pound chunk of bone right there. About the size of a head of cauliflower, but solid. I think this is a knee joint, looks like, perhaps. I'm not really sure. Anyways, we'll be shooting these. These are fresh, so we'll see what the results are with 22. If I get complete pass-throughs with these, I'll be quite surprised. There is some meat and fat on some of the parts, so I think it's going to be an interesting experiment. What we'll be doing is we'll revisit the same 3 types of ammo that we used initially. That's the Federal Punch, the CCI Stinger, and the CCI Mini Mag 36 grain hollow points. But I also brought some other ammo to try out as well. Some bulk stuff like American Eagle. I'm thinking of something else. Remington Thunderbolts and some Federal Auto Match, things like that. We'll give you a breakdown of the different types of ammo in a bit. Let's go get set up. For today's video, we'll be using my good old trusty 1022, which I use in pretty much all my videos. Unlike a lot of YouTubers, I don't have access to a million types of guns, so I got to use what I got. And there's nothing wrong with my 1022. Also, I'll be using the Savage Rascal for shooting the CCI Stingers, just because of the longer case. Again, CCI Stingers are not recommended for a 1022 because of that longer case. All right, so here we are, all set up. We're going to start shooting these hawks here, and we'll be using, like I said earlier, the same 3 types of ammo that I used in the first video. CCI Mini Mag 36 grain hollow point on the left, Federal Punch solid in the middle, and CCI Stinger on the right. That's going to be through the Savage Rascal. And just thought I'd show you this. It is a CCI Stinger inside, but check out the price of that, $3.72. You're not getting 50 rounds of Stinger for $3.72 anymore. Gone are the good days. All right, so after we're done shooting the hawks, we're gonna move on to these guys here. Got a couple knee joints, I think that's what these are. Anyways, for one of the knee joints, I'll be using the American Eagle. Those are 40 grain solids. Then I'll be using some CCI Blazers for the next knee joint. Then I've got the hip bone here, I guess the top, or the head of the femur, I guess is what it is, using the Federal Auto Match for that. Then I've also got another hawk over here, which I'll use the Remington Thunderbolts, and another knee joint here, and I'll be using Remington Golden Bullets for that. So I'm thinking that the this head of the femur here has probably got the best chance of having a 22 pass through it. It's definitely the smallest of the two. Kind of looks like a pecker, so use your imagination, right? Anyways, yeah, pecker. So I forgot to mention we'll be shooting at a distance of 20 yards. Measure that off with my Vortex rangefinder. Hopefully this wind doesn't mess up the audio on here. Probably will. Not really surprised. It seems like it's windy every time I come out to shoot here. So anyways, bad luck for me. So kind of as expected, first 3 shots, no pass-throughs. Let's flip this camera around and I'll show you. So good hits on all of them. CCI Mini Mag, Federal Punch, followed by a CCI Stinger on the right. All good hits in the middle, but these things are just too big, too heavy. I don't know what I was thinking. Hey, I guess you got to experiment, right? You don't know what's going to happen. Anyways, so 0 pass-throughs. You can see that there's no exit wounds on any of these chunks here, but these are massive pieces of bone here. Maybe not a pass-through, but I doubt very much any farmer would be thrilled if you happen to shoot one of his cows and the knee or the hock, because it would probably wind up having to kill it. But anyhow, I don't recommend doing that. Now let's move on to the other chunks over here, the knees and the head of the femur. We'll see if we get different results. Maybe those are slightly less dense. Only one way to find out. Shoot it. All right, so done shooting those. Let's see the results. American Eagle, got a good center hit there. Definitely no pass-throughs. I don't see any pass-throughs. Nope. And what do you got here? This was the Blazer 22. By the way, that's a solid, as is the American Eagle. Those are both solids. I believe they're both 40 grains. And another good hit there. Pretty much right in the middle of that. But this is solid bone. That's probably 4 inches thick. So really not much of a chance for a 22 to get through. Barely even move these. That's how heavy they are. And the head of the femur, the auto match shattered that really well, but did not get a pass through. I don't know if it's somewhere in the marrow in there. Anyways, this pecker now has a new hole, so if you're gonna go pee with 2 holes, you might want to try peeing in a bathtub. So just happened to luck out and find the Federal Auto Match sitting on the ground right in front of the femur there. So not much penetration on that at all. It just kind of bounced off. So these are very different and interesting results than the last time I did some 22 versus bone. We do have a couple more pieces over here, the hock and another knee joint, again with the 22 Thunderbolt and the Remington Golden Bullet. My guess is we're not going to get pass throughs with either of those, but we will shoot them anyways, because you know, you got to experiment and you got to follow through with it, right? So let's see what happens. You know, you got to experiment. You can't say you know the results without trying. So the only thing we could do is try and see what happens. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Another good hit. That's with the Thunderbolt. Again, no pass through. I think that hole there is probably just from butchering. I don't feel any fragments to indicate that bone's broken up on the other side. So there probably is a 22 slug in there. And with the Golden Bullet, looks like we got a hit right there. Oh, sorry. Looks like we got a hit right there. I can feel a hole going in there. And as expected, nothing coming out. So, I don't know. I guess today we call that a fail for the 22 in terms of penetration. Although these are, like I said, these things are heavy. They're probably 5 pounds a piece, if not more. Very solid, very heavy, fresh bone with some fat and other tissue attached to them. So, all right, so I'm done all my initial shooting. Everything was done at 20 yards. And I thought, you know, why don't I try point blank? Maybe with Federal Punch, CCI Mini Mag, CCI Stinger. Try shooting from 2 or 3 feet away. See if there's a difference. What are your thoughts? I mean, I guess my biggest concern was that I might get bits of lead or even bits of bone coming back at me, being that close, but it's all for science, isn't it? Let's find out. All right, so let's try this. We're actually going to be a little closer than 3 feet. We're going to be about 10 inches. I do not recommend trying this at home. Should I do a safety squint or should I just go ahead and pull the trigger? Oh, let's go like that. Oh, all right. And one last one. Gotta switch up the guns. Go with the Stinger. Let's try right around there. Boom. Let's see what we got going on. What do you think? Got some powder burns. There's some forensics for you. Powder burns. Anyways, let's see. Nothing coming through on the Mini Mag. Nothing coming through on the Federal Punch and the Stinger. Nothing coming through there either. Well guys, looks like today the Bones win the contest. When he says Hawk did, got beat up, but still outperformed the 22, I guess, if you want to say that. Anyways, chuck this one back here. Feeding the coyotes. Maybe we'll come out and shoot a coyote in a couple days. Anyways, that wraps it up for another video. We will talk to you later. Thanks for watching.